When did you realize you were helping the wrong person? I was on patrol when a little girl ran up to my police car and started banging on the door. Mr. Officer, please help me! I stared at her. She was barefoot and her clothes were torn. I got out of the car and did breathing exercises with her until she told me what was going on. She then started crying into my shoulder. I didn't know it at the time, but she'd cried so hard that she somehow managed to break my dash cam. When she finally calmed down, she spoke. My parents are mean to me. Please, help. I recognized her stammering immediately, or at least I thought I did. It was a sign of extreme trauma. She didn't say much else, just grabbed my finger with her tiny hand and started pointing towards the top of the hill where she lived. I live over there! There! She screamed. Please come with me! How old are you? I asked, trying to get her to calm down. I'm 9, she exclaimed, like she was proud of making it this far in life. Her childhood innocence made my heart break. I helped her into the police car and we drove to her home. As soon as I got there, I started banging on the door. Bang, bang, bang. On the third knock, both parents immediately opened the door and stepped outside. The dad spoke first. Please don't do this. Don't trust our daughter. She's done this so many times before. I felt a hatred enter my chest. Abusive parents always said stuff like this when they were guilty. It was a textbook manipulation tactic. I tried to shove the parents out of the way to let me into the house, but that's when the mom started crying. Please, she shrieked. You have to trust us. Our daughter isn't who she says she is. She's not a sweet, innocent girl. I turned to face their daughter, who was now looking down at the ground with tears in her eyes. She didn't deserve this. I had to stop myself from punching both parents right across the face. I walked into the house and the girl took my hand. All the proof is upstairs. Come with me, Mr. Officer. As I followed her, an awful gut feeling washed over me. The way she spoke, walked, even cried, all seemed so rehearsed, almost like she was faking it. The thought seemed crazy at the time, but I just waved it off. When we finally got to her bedroom, I gasped. It was perfect. Everything was pink. Everything was expensive, which made no sense because the rest of the house looked like it was falling apart. The girl invited me to sit on your bed and curled up beside me before speaking. My parents were telling the truth. You shouldn't have come up here with me. I thought it was just her insecurity talking, and I was about to reassure her, but that's when she said something that changed everything. I get really bored sometimes. My parents say that I'm a clinical psychopath, and they're probably right. She held my hand as she continued. I've put 2 of my teachers in the hospital with rat poison, and I steal from people all the time, but no one ever thinks it's me because I look like a young, innocent girl. I can literally get away with anything. She then smiled like she was proud of herself. My mouth dropped open. I was so in shock that I didn't know what to say. They hadn't taught us about this in the police academy. She saw the fear on my face, and it made her even happier. She was practically glowing now, and she continued. Oh, you think that's bad? She laughed. Whenever my parents don't give me exactly what I want, I make sure they suffer. That's why my room is so pretty. They're in debt because of how much they've bought for me. I stared into her eyes. They were cold as ice. I knew for sure that she was a clinical psychopath. I was about to call for backup, but she grabbed my hand to stop me. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Why not? I asked, scared of the answer. She smiled again. Because the only reason I told you to come here was because I framed you. I called the police telling them another officer had been coming to my bedroom and touching me inappropriately. Then I found you, and now they think you've been touching me, and they're after you. That's when we heard it. Sirens. The officers arrested me and I was in prison for 8 years.